Hi, I'm Carla Schaefer, Auntie's Beads designer, and I will be demonstrating a slip or slide knot and a Larks Head knot. I'm going to go over the list of tools and supplies needed for this project. You'll need a pendant, in this case I am using a donut, and some leather and a piece of scrap leather, about 6 inches of scrap leather or wire in an 18 gauge. I'm using a red color for contrast so that you can be able to see what I'm doing. And you will need a pair of nipper tools to cut the leather, and an optional tool would be a pair of chain nose pliers. The first thing you'll need to do is determine the finished length of your necklace. For an 18-inch necklace, you would measure out 18 inches and double that, so 36 inches, and I would add about 4 or 5 inches more on that. And what this will do is basically when you use a slide knot, you're doubling the leather. And so that's why I went ahead and doubled the measurement and added a few inches. I added a few inches for the knots that we're going to have on the ends that actually slide. So so cut your leather to the desired length, and then I'll show you how to do a Larks Head knot. Okay, the first thing I'm going to show you how to do is the Larks Head knot. And what you'll want to do with the Larks Head knot is take the 2 ends of your cut leather, bring them together, and then we want to find the center of the leather. So we're just going to bring it down until we have this loop. The Larks Head knot is very beneficial for donuts or pendants that you don't need a bail for. So now that you've got this loop of your leather in the center, I'm going to take it and I'm going to slip it through the hole of the donut, and then I'm going to bring my 2 ends through the loop that I made and pull tight, and this is what a Larks Head knot is. So this is going to be the pendant in the center of our necklace, and then we'll work on the slip knot. Okay, now for a slide knot, what I said when I was going over the materials is I'm going to be using a piece of leather in a red in this case, just so you can see what we're doing here. And this is our spacer that allows our knots to slide on the leather. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 2 ends and we're going to overlap them like this, just for several inches. And what we're going to do now is I've got my 2 pieces of leather overlapping. I'm going to take this spacer leather and put it in the center. Then I'm going to take this free end of the necklace and I'm going to wrap it around the red and the brown, which is the opposite side. I'm going to wrap it 2 or 3 times. So you're starting to create a little coil around the leather itself. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten this up a little bit so I can get a good tail here. I'm going to take the tail and I'm going to bring it across those 2 coils I made. I'm going to reposition a little bit. And I'm going to bring it through like this and pull, and see you've created a knot. Now I'm going to keep all of this, the red leather and the other leather here, and now I'm going to come over to this free end. We're going to do the same thing. We want that little red leather in the middle of the 2 brown pieces here. And again, I'm going to wrap it, and I'm going to bring it down to this end a little bit. You probably want about 3 or 4 inches to work with here. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to wrap it around just as I did before. I'm going to take the end and again push it through the coils and tighten. Now the more times you coil it around here, the more you can have a long or short one. In fact, I made this one 3 and I made this one 2 just for a demonstration. You would want to do them evenly, but this is just to show you however many times you wrap that around is how many of these little coils that you're going to get on your knot here. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take the red leather and we're going to slip it out. And why I said you may want a pair of chain nose pliers is sometimes it's easier to pull that leather through. You want to kind of adjust your knots by pulling on the ends and pushing up on the knot. And this is what it will do. And so it makes an adjustable necklace or chain just by pulling the ends of that leather without having to actually add a clasp. So this is what we've done. And you can trim your little tail, but you want to leave enough tail that you have something to grab on when you are adjusting the necklace. So again, you just pull them together. Sometimes I like to pull them together like that to tighten my knots up. And then you pull on your little ends. And then you've created a slip knot necklace with the lark's head on the and a donut pendant.